Hey guys, my name is Kristin, and I was on the television show Raising Tourette's on A&E. A lot of you have been asking to hear some tips and tricks on how to transition from high school to college, as well as how my college transition went. So I just wanted to sit down today and give you guys my personal experience and some of my advice for transitioning from high school to college. So I think for me personally, the transition from high school to college was definitely nerve-wracking, but also very exciting. Finally being on your own. In high school you always have this kind of authority over you, but when you go into college, you're finally like more independent, and you have your own free reign on a lot more of your life than you did in high school. So I think one of the main things is to not freak out about how scary it might seem, because as scary as it is, it's also really, really exciting. And I was very excited to go into college and have the full college experience. Part of the full college experience for me was living in a dorm. I really wanted to have a roommate and live in a dorm and have the freshman college experience. But for me and my mom, it was definitely really scary because we didn't know who my roommate was gonna be until I met her. We really didn't know who my roommate was going to be, and we really didn't know if she was going to be okay with my Tourette's. We didn't know how we were going to handle if any problems would arise. So the main thing that I definitely wanted was to know my roommate beforehand, to know who my roommate was and kind of talk to her before I actually moved in and met her for the first time in person, so that I could clear the air and make sure she definitely understood what Tourette's was, and that it's not a big deal. So I got her number, and we exchanged texts, which was also really helpful in terms of moving in, knowing who's going to bring the fridge, who's going to bring the microwave, that kind of thing. But, I told her, hey, I have Tourette's, it's uncontrollable movements and sounds, and she was like, oh, perfect, that's so cool. One thing to know, if your roommate is, being, for whatever reason, not cool with it, or they're giving you a hard time for your Tourette's, go to your RA, your resident assistant. They're there specifically to help you and your roommate get along and make sure that you have the best college experience. My RA has been absolutely amazing in helping me through the transition from high school to college. They're always there if you need to talk, and I really, really think that RAs are a great resource on campus. Another great resource for me at UF is the Disability Resource Center. The DRC is absolutely phenomenal. When I called during the summer and I said I had accommodations in high school, what can I do to get accommodations in college? They were absolutely helpful. They really, really wanted to make sure that I got the accommodations that I needed to be successful in college. We talked through a bit about my accommodations and some of the things that I thought were helpful and that I needed, and one of the things that I really, really enjoy is separate room test taking at the DRC. College, basically, any accommodation that you had in high school, you can get in college. Because colleges are covered under ADA law, and so they're required to give you accommodations in order for you to be successful. So I really, really enjoy testing in a separate room at the DRC. It really manages my anxiety, keeps it low stress, so I can just focus on a test, and that's really, really, really awesome. So I highly recommend, if you're going to college, look into what disability resource accommodations they have available at your college, because every college is different, but for me personally at UF, it's been an amazing experience. One more thing that I wanted to kind of mention is my transition into college was really, really great because I'm a very sociable person, so I have an easy time making friends, and I'm really open about my Tourette's. But for a lot of you, you may not be comfortable explaining your Tourette's to new people, and college may be a scary time to have to introduce yourself to a lot of new people at once. The main thing that I would say is to just start small. Find one or two people that have similar interests as you, and you can do this by going to interest fairs. Most colleges will have club days where all the clubs will set up stands and they'll talk a bit about themselves. So just find a couple people, 2 or 3 people who share similar interests as you, and that you can definitely trust. And make sure that you once you get to college, you start building your support system, because a big thing for me is I need to know that I have people that I can rely on in times of crisis, like panic attacks or tic attacks or something like that. I almost instantly, when I got to college, started finding those people around me who I knew I could trust and count on in a bad situation. And for many of you, you may not have, crazy bad situations, but even if it's just something like you're stressed and you want to vent to someone, you need to have those people that you can absolutely trust. So building your support network is a big, big deal in college, because in high school, you have your family very close to you, and you have usually a group of friends that you rely on. But in college, you move away, and so it's very important, at least for me, to start building that support network as soon as possible. I really hope that this has helped you guys a little bit with learning about the transition from high school to college. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me on Instagram or comment on this video. And yeah, see you guys.